Hey friend, welcome back. Today we're stepping into an incredible adventure, uncovering God's unique purpose and calling for your life. Maybe you've wrestled with questions like, why am I here? Or, what am I supposed to do next? Those aren't just idle curiosities. They're Holy Spirit stirring your heart toward the assignment God crafted just for you. But the path to purpose can feel foggy. Fear, comparison, past failures, and busyness all conspire to cloud our vision. Here's the good news. The same God who knit you together in your mother's womb, Psalm 139:13, delights to reveal every step of your journey when you partner prayerfully with Him. So let's dive in. First, settle in your favorite spot. Maybe at the edge of your bed, with a journal in hand, or outside on a porch swing as morning light warms your face. Close your eyes. Place one hand on your heart and the other open in your lap, and take 3 slow, deep breaths. Inhale God's presence. Exhale every distraction. As you breathe, whisper, Father, I'm here to discover your purpose for my life. Guide me, speak to me, and make your path clear. Next, let me share Sarah's story. She graduated college with $1 million smile, but no clue what to do with her English degree. She tried internships, odd jobs, more schooling, all worthwhile, but none electrified her soul. One morning, wrestling with disappointment, she opened her Bible to Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. She paused, closed her eyes, and prayed, Lord, I want to believe you have a plan for me. Show me what lights me up and serves others. Almost immediately, she felt a gentle nudge toward tutoring underprivileged kids in her neighborhood. When she stepped into that role, everything clicked. Her gifts, her passion, and God's provision aligned. That early obedience launched a career in education and mentorship that continues to bless hundreds of lives. Your purpose often hides in the intersection of your gifts, what you do well, your passions, what stirs your heart, and your needs, what the world around you longs for. To unveil that intersection, let's practice 3 simple spiritual exercises. Gift discovery prayer. Open your journal and write down 3 skills or talents you've received compliments on. Maybe you're a great listener, a creative problem solver, or a natural encourager. For each one, pray, Jesus, thank you for giving me gift. Show me how you want to use it to bring you glory. Passion ignition scan. Close your eyes and picture times in your life when you felt most alive. Could be painting, coaching soccer, writing letters, caring for animals. Write each memory and ask, Lord, why did this light me up? How could this serve your kingdom? Need mapping exercise. Look around your community, your church, neighborhood, workplace, and list 3 needs you see. Loneliness among seniors, literacy gaps in schools, families needing mentorship. Pray, Father, show me how my gifts and passions can meet this need. As you journal these 3 lists side by side, watch for patterns. Maybe your listening gift and passion for counseling align with a need for mental health support in your church. Or your creative problem solving and love for design intersect with local nonprofits needing branding help. Those aha alignments are God's fingerprints on your calling. Finally, seal this first step with a breath-anchored declaration. Inhale, I am made. Exhale for a purpose. Inhale, I am gifted. Exhale for a mission. Inhale, I am called. Exhale to bring hope. Repeat 3 times, letting each breath root you in God's design. Friend, this is just the beginning. In our next part, we'll dive into hearing God's voice more clearly, practical tips for listening prayer, dream interpretation, and paying attention to divine nudges in daily life. But for now, rest in the truth that you are not drifting aimlessly. You are lovingly crafted for a purpose that only you can fulfill. Keep journaling, keep praying, keep watching as God reveals step by step the plan He has woven into your very being. You were born to make a difference. Let's discover together how. Now that you've sketched out the intersection of your gifts, passions, and the world's needs, let's practice tuning your spiritual ears to the gentle whisper of God's voice, so you can follow each nudge into your unique calling. You see, purpose isn't a one-time revelation. It unfolds as you learn to recognize His promptings in ordinary moments. So today we're going to explore 3 listening exercises: quiet prayer, dream journaling, and doorway nudges that will help you discern God's guidance more clearly. First, let's talk about quiet prayer. Find a spot where you won't be interrupted. Maybe your favorite chair by a window or a corner of your backyard. Set a timer for 5 minutes. Close your eyes, rest your hands in your lap, and breathe deeply in and out. Begin by thanking God for revealing your gifts and passions in the previous exercise. Then simply ask, Lord, what's the next step you'd have me take? After that, resist the urge to fill the silence with your own ideas. Instead, listen. You might sense an image, a classroom full of students, a design sketch, or a hand extended in friendship. You might hear a single word like mentor or create. Whatever arises, jot it down immediately. Don't judge it. Consider it a divine postcard meant to point you in a direction. Next, dream journaling. Dreams are one way your subconscious mind processes spiritual truths. Keep a notebook or voice memo app by your bed. Each morning before the noise of your day begins, ask God, show me in my sleep where you're at work in me. Then as soon as you wake, record any images, emotions, or phrases you remember, even if it's just colors or feelings like safe or running. Over time, you'll see themes emerge. Maybe you dream of healing hands, or of guiding a group, or of building something beautiful. Those recurring dreams are breadcrumbs pointing toward your purpose. Finally, cultivate awareness of what I call doorway nudges. These are the small opportunities God places in your path to test your readiness and confirm His direction. Imagine you're at the front door of your home. A neighbor asks for help carrying groceries. You feel a quick yes in your spirit, time to serve. Or a colleague in your marketing team asks for feedback on a creative campaign. Your gift of design is nudging you. Each time you feel that gentle "should I?" followed by peace when you say yes, mark it in your journal as a confirmed nudge. Those little moments add up to a clear pathway. As you integrate these listening practices over the next week, schedule 3 10-minute slots. One for your silent prayer, one for dream reflection, and one simply to watch for doorway nudges. At the end of each day, record in your journal what you heard, felt, or saw. Don't worry if at first the answers feel vague. Learning to hear God takes practice, like tuning an old radio. Keep at it, and the signal will strengthen. Friend, discovering purpose is a dance of obedience and alertness. Each time you respond to a whisper, you step closer to the grand tapestry God is weaving through your life. In our next segment, we'll explore how to align your daily decisions, career, relationships, time use with your emerging calling so your life becomes a living mission field. But for now, practice quiet prayer, dream journaling, and watching for nudges, and watch how God begins to unveil the next chapter of His plan for you. Now that you're hearing those gentle nudges, let's bring your daily decisions into alignment with the purpose God is revealing so that every choice you make becomes a step into the calling He's crafted for you. Think of your life as a mosaic, each decision a tile. When you pattern those tiles according to God's design, the full picture of your purpose emerges in vivid color. First, let's tackle your schedule. Open your calendar, digital or paper, and look at a typical week. Identify one recurring time slot that feels empty or less critical, maybe an hour after dinner or a quiet morning coffee break. Label that slot purpose time and treat it as unbreakable. During that hour, engage your identified gifts. If you're gifted in writing, draft a blog post or personal essay that explores your calling. If you're a natural connector, send handwritten notes or schedule brief video calls with people in the field you feel drawn to serve. If your passion is teaching, design a simple lesson or tutorial you might someday share. By consistently dedicating that space, you're sending a message to your heart and to heaven. Lord, I value the work you've called me to. I'm choosing it over busyness. Next, let's evaluate your relationships. Purpose flourishes in the soil of community, so examine who you spend your time with. Ask yourself, do my closest friends encourage my gifts and passions? If you find relationships that drain your vision or dampen your faith, it might be time to gently shift gears, limit those interactions, or redirect conversations toward matters of purpose. Conversely, invest more in people who spark your calling. Invite a mentor to coffee, join a small group of like-minded believers, or start a monthly gathering for purpose-focused prayer and brainstorming. As iron sharpens iron, these relationships will refine your calling and keep you accountable to follow through on the dreams God is birthing in you. Now consider your margin bank. Margin is the space between your load and your limits, and without it, purpose suffocates under exhaustion. Review your commitments and ask, what can I let go or delegate so I have margin to hear from God, to create and to serve? Maybe you pause a volunteer role that no longer aligns with your calling, or outsource a household chore to free up creative time. Margin isn't waste. It's a fertile field where purpose seeds grow resilient roots. Let's also align your resources, money, energy, and skills toward your calling. Create a purpose fund in your budget. Just a small percentage of your income set aside to invest in training, tools, or travel that advances your mission. If your calling is global, perhaps that fund goes toward a mission trip or language lessons. If it's local, maybe toward workshops or community events. Financial alignment signals trust in God's provision and readiness to steward everything He's given you for His purposes. To bring heart alignment, cultivate a daily purpose breath prayer. At 3 anchor points, morning, midday, and evening, inhale for 4 counts thinking, God, show me your purpose. Hold for 1 count. Then exhale for 6 counts thinking, I offer you this day. That simple rhythm keeps your soul tethered to heaven's agenda and interrupts the default drift into worldly distractions. Finally, celebrate every step. Purpose isn't a distant summit, but a series of footholds. Each decision you align with God's calling deserves recognition. Keep a purpose victory log, a digital note or a jar of pebbles where you record each small win. Scheduled purpose time. Refer a friend to my passion project. Let go of non-essential tasks. Reflecting on these victories builds confidence and propels you forward when the climb feels steep. Friend, by reshaping your schedule, relationships, margin, resources, and daily rhythms around the gifts, passions, and needs God has revealed, you'll find your life's mosaic coming into clear view. Every calendar entry, conversation, budget line, and breath becomes a tile in the masterpiece your Creator is painting through you. Keep choosing purpose over distraction, community over isolation, margin over busyness, stewardship over scarcity, and breath prayer over panic. As you do, watch how God's calling unfolds in daily decisions and simple moments, leading you deeper into the extraordinary adventure He designed just for you. As you step into this new rhythm of purpose, you'll inevitably encounter resistance. Voice of fear whispering, "Who are you to think you can do this?" Or past failures echoing, "You've tried and fallen before." Friend, these obstacles aren't roadblocks, but invitations to deepen your dependence on God's grace. Let's walk through 3 common stumbling points: fear of failure, perfectionism, and comparison, and how to pray through them so they become fuel rather than friction. First, fear of failure. When you sense hesitation, heart pounding, stomach flipping, pause and place a hand over your heart. Breathe in for 4 counts, thinking, Father, and breathe out for 6 counts, thinking, I trust you. Then speak out loud. Lord, I'm afraid I'll fail, but your plans cannot fail, and you're with me every step. Next, recall a past moment when God led you through uncertainty, maybe a job interview, a tough conversation, or a creative risk, and thank Him for His faithfulness in that trial. Writing that memory in your journal reminds your mind that failure isn't final when God is the architect of your journey. Second, perfectionism. You may feel paralyzed, waiting until every detail is flawless before taking action. But remember Paul's words, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." 2 Corinthians 12, verse 9. When perfection's pressure mounts, pray, Jesus, I surrender my need to control every outcome. Let your grace cover what I cannot do. Then choose one imperfect step. Send that email draft, post that blog, invite that friend to collaborate, and celebrate the courage it took. Each imperfect step, powered by God's grace, moves you forward far more than endless tinkering ever could. Third, comparison. It's easy to scroll social media and feel like everyone else is farther along their calling. When that whisper creeps in, they're doing it better than you, stop and breathe the Trinity. Inhale Father, exhale Jesus, Inhale Spirit. Then declare, God, I choose to run my own race. You made me unique for a unique purpose. Jot in your journal 3 ways your journey differs from theirs: your strengths, your timing, your calling, so you refocus on your lane and the work God has set before you. Now, to build endurance, let's establish a weekly purpose review. Choose 1 hour, perhaps Saturday morning, and gather your journal, your calendar, and your purpose victory log. Start with prayer. Father, thank you for what you've done and what you're doing. Show me where to adjust this coming week. Then review your schedule. Did you protect your purpose time? Did you honor your margin? Celebrate wins in your victory log. Next, scan your relationships. Are you still investing in encouragers and accountability partners? Finally, adjust one element for the week ahead. Maybe moving your purpose time to a different hour, inviting a new mentor to your peace patrol, or setting aside extra margin before a big project. Closing that hour with a breath prayer, I commit this next week into your hands, Lord, sets you up for sustained momentum. Friend, purpose isn't a finish line. It's a journey of daily steps, repeated rhythms, and trust-filled pivots when obstacles arise. Fear, perfectionism, and comparison will try to slow you down, but each time you pause, pray, and pivot in faith, you're building resilience that carries you deeper into God's calling. Keep reviewing, keep celebrating, and keep aligning every corner of your life, schedule, relationships, resources, heart rhythms, with the purpose He's crafted for you. Your story is unfolding, friend, and He's writing every chapter with love, wisdom, and hope. Keep walking, keep listening, and watch as your life illuminates His plan in ways you never imagined. As you continue on this path of purpose, remember that clarity often comes through small, faithful steps, and that God's calling unfolds as you lean into moments of obedience, even when the next horizon still feels dim. Let's finish this part by tying purpose into your everyday rhythms and commissioning you to move forward in confidence. First, anchor your morning with a calling charge. Before you reach for your phone or check your email, sit up in bed, place both hands over your gifts list in your journal, and pray. Father, I thank you for how you've gifted me. Show me one way today I can steward these gifts for your kingdom. Then pick one simple action: sending an encouraging note, researching a skill, or offering to help someone. And go. That small choice is a divine foothold toward your bigger calling. Throughout your work or school day, look for purpose prompts. A conversation about a challenge could be your cue to speak truth. A request for advice might be your invitation to coach someone with your strengths. When those prompts appear, pause for a breath prayer. Inhaling, Jesus guide me, exhaling, your purpose prevail, and then act in the prompt. Over time, these micro moments will stitch your calling into every corner of your routine. In the evening, reflect in your calling log. Grab your journal and jot down 3 quick answers to these prompts. Today I sensed God nudging me toward. I followed through by. And next, I'll step out by. This practice keeps your purpose top of mind and helps the Lord sharpen your vision for tomorrow. Finally, lean into community. Purpose thrives when shared. Host a quarterly vision gathering. Invite peers and mentors to pray over one another's callings. Brainstorm next steps and hold each other accountable to the rhythms above. When you speak your dreams aloud and hear others affirm them, faith rises and pathways clear. Friend, your life is God's masterpiece in progress. Each morning's charge, midday prompt, nightly log, and communal gathering weaves your calling into reality. The next time fear, perfectionism, or comparison tries to blur your vision, remember these simple daily anchors: your gifts, your promptings, your reflections, and your community, all secured by the one who delights to reveal purpose step by step. Thank you for letting me walk alongside you as you discover and live out God's plan for your life. In our next episode, we'll explore healing prayer for emotional trauma, finding freedom in God's tender care, where we'll dive deep into overcoming wounds of the past through compassionate, faith-filled prayer. Until then, keep stepping in faith, keep listening for His whisper, and keep walking in the purpose He has uniquely designed for you. You are called, you are equipped, and you are deeply loved. Go and shine His light in every moment.